Part 2, Central Accounting and Reporting of Volume 1, Federal Agency, Treasury Financial Manual. Chapter 15, Description of Accounts Relating to Financial Operation. Description of accounts relating to financial operation. Chapter for the regards of the accounting for the government, financial operation department, the treasurer for the Bureau of Official Services, office management, and a budget assigned with the accounts to Etny with 1510, the scope of the applicability. Chapter describes the accounts of the federal program agency financial operation. Section 1515, Authority, Title 31, U.S. Standard Code 3513, prescribes the authority of the Secretary of Treasury to organize accounting function for the receipt of the financial report to develop with effective coordinated system accounting financial reporting that integrate with the consolidated accounts for all of the federal government. Section 1520, in terms of the definition, related chapter. Please view Treasury Financial Management Treasury Financial Manual Glossary. Section 1525, new account with the Etny should be submitted all account action for the appropriate official service contact is early with the current month if possible to allow timely Etny to report in the following month with official service assigned with the accounting symbols and titles following with the groups of the funding account with a multi-level approval of the process with the new account official service will not process new with account for the business day 3 to business 8 days each of 3 to business 8 of each month. Official service established with the new Treasury appropriation funded in symbols which include the expenditure account period of the availability along with this account symbol derived with the annual operation bill for the agency request for the new account with pursuant with the legislation that needs been submitted with a completed Treasury account requests the form Standard FS Form 000-109 Official Service Budget Reporting Branch Budget Operations Analysis at BAAS Group at financialtreasury.gov. Steps in even establishing new accounts include contacting Office of Management Budget representative for Office of Management Budget approval, submission completed Treasury account with a request form. Signed and appropriated personnel with official service budget reporting branch budget appropriation analysis section at forms and required with the BAS group. New accounts actions pursuant to the Economy Act must submit with a completed with the interagency agreement of form 111 official service budget reporting branch budget appropriation analysis at this at treasury.gov. Step 4 entities established for the new accounts include refer to guidance for the include Office Management Budget Circular number 811, section 1309. Submit complete with the agency agreement of the Treasury appropriation funding symbol of the form 000-111. Signed with the appropriate personnel official service reporting branch budget operations analysis at the forms requested of the BAAS or budget appropriation analysis section 1525 10 non-custodial accounts for new account action with the related with the custodial clearing accounts related with the custodial collection with the Treasury account symbol of the government general funding with the U.S. government and the must submit with the completed Treasury action request. Sign an appropriate personnel of the budget appropriation analysis section. Steps in establishing new custodial clearing act include after information is provided with the research and deemed acceptable the intergovernmental transaction reconciliation brand the new custodial the Treasury accounting symbol form will require requesting again any of the review and signature when requesting any of the signing the return the new custodial Treasury appropriation fund Treasury appropriation symbol form is submitted with the directive of the financial report advisory for approval. If approved with the signed form will be sent with the parties with as well as the Office of Management and Budget. Finally, the form will be submitted to the budget reporting branch for the Treasury appropriation symbol creation. 1525-15 Federal Accounting Symbol Titles of Fastbook Official Serve the Collaboration Office of Management Book relative to the Ministry of the Debt even the sign of the amends of the discontinued account symbols and titles Treasury account symbol to represent the appropriation individual appropriation received and other funds account with the Bureau of this action from the collective the published from the Fastbook with the update of the periodically is supplemental volume 1 Treasury Financial Manual. Section 1530, receipt, operation, expenditure for the funding of the account with the description, Treasury account symbol, the cornerstone of the reporting with the government officials, transact with the official, serve with the classified with the receipt of the expenditure for the call, the sign, then the fund of the group of the characteristics, well, the nature of the transaction, with the support of the fund group of the receipt of the expenditure for the call, accounts of the detail in section 1530-10 and 1535-10, respectively, fiscal years of the Office Management Budget classified with the transaction with the fund group, the categorically assigning numeric and alphanumeric account symbol, the combination combination thereof with official assignment of the account numbers and symbols within any of the conservative the government in relation with the account with the score for the perceived the availability with the fund of the expenditures with the central accounting reporting system with official service with the classified with the receipt of the expenditure accounts as described in subsection below. 1530.10 general fund and recipient account with official service with the credit for the general fund and receipt account with the not classified with the dedicated collections as defined by law with a specific purpose of 1530.15 special funds with the receipt accounts official service with the credit special funds with the receipt of the accounts of the receipt with the specific source of the collected by the law with the specific purpose of the point of the collection. These receipts are available immediately, unavailable to expenditure, depending on the statutory requirements. 1530.20 trust funds and receipt of accounts. First for service credit trust funds receipt account with receipt generated in terms of the trust agreement the statute for the designated funds as trust fund for the point of the collection of these receipts are either available immediately, unavailable for the expenditure depending upon statutory requirements in terms of the trust agreement and other provisions of law. 1530 clearing default with the custodial action. First of the establishing clearing the default with the credit custodial accounts as the F proceeding with the last four digits of the fund of the Treasury accountable symbol identifies these action account with the clearing of the default with the account that temporarily hold the unidentifiable the general specifically trust fund collection belonging with the federal government until they are classified with the proper receipt of the expenditure account by the receiving entity of the Treasury Financial Manual Volume 1 Part 2 Chapter 5100 form the balance of the Treasury account with additional of the information custodial account special type of the clearing account including introduced fiscal year 2019 a subset of the clearing accounts with the custodial collections on behalf of the Treasury account appropriate operation symbols other than the general fund of the U.S. government clearing with a different default accounts appropriate through 3600 and 3800 series of the funds group to proceed with the three-digit entities identified with the established use of the following accounts. Budget clearing account with suspense F3875 with a temporary credit under the classified traction and injection of the public where the reasonable presumption of the amounts belong with the entities. Undistributed interest with the governmental payment account with a F3885 with a temporary credit unidentified with unclassified transaction between federal agencies, including intergovernment payment and collection transactions, and custodial clearing accounts F36XX, temporary whole funds and collected as well with accounts accrual with the transfer of the related funds for the collected on behalf of the Treasury operation symbols other than the general fund of the U.S. government. Although the three above that describe the account of the category of the clearing of the default action should be noted that unlike other accounts, the custodial clearing accounts are not subject to the code in the same way, but subject to the same scoring profits as the other accounts. For example, the custodial clearing accounts will be required to have the zero balance of USSSGL 1010000 fund balance for the Treasury. They can have balance accrual related to the USSSGL account that carry over the months of the month, the year to year, as they have not been graded in the same way with the clear of the default of accounts as outlined in 1525.10. These accounts will not be created until the official service of collaboration with the Office of Management Budget has made aware of it in green writing the type of the custodial activity will be reported in the account. 1530.30 General Funding Expenditure Account Official Service to establish Great Fund Expenditure for the record amount of the appropriate with the Congress of the general support with the government. 1530.35 the Consolidated Working Funding Account Official Service to establish Consolidated Working Funding Accounts for subsequent disbursement advance payments from the other entities bureau through the provisions of law. 1530.40 Management of Fund Accountments Official Service to establish Management of Funds Account with working with fund accounts established with the law to facilitate account with administrative intergovernmental activities continuing cycle of the operation. 1530.45 Revolving funding accounts, official services, establish revolving funding account with the record funds of the authorized with the special provision of law with the finance continuing cycle of the business type of the operation received credited directly with the revolving funds with the offsetting collections and are available to expenditure without further action with the Congress official service classified with the receipts as public enterprise funds with the receipt that come primarily from the source outside of the government or intergovernmental funds with the receipt that come primarily with the other appropriations or funds. 1530.50 Special Fund Expenditure Account with this type of the Treasury accountable symbol of officials with established with the recordable amounts appropriated with the special fund receipt and these may be the expanded the receipt of the special programs according to the special provision of law. 1530.55 The Trust Fund Expenditure Account with the type of the Treasury accounting symbol of official with the tablet with the recordable amounts appropriated with the trust fund receipt and even might expand with the receipt special purposes programs according to the terms of the trust agreement or statute. 1530.60 The Trust Revolving Fund, Trust Non-Revolving Fund, the term both the Treasury accounting symbol officially with the established for the statute with the authorized such funds with the period available to me with the determine that they are revolving non-revolving allocation account with these type of the Treasury accounting symbol of the U with this receipt with the subsequent obligated with the December for the allocation tree with the non-expenditure for the transfer these accounts with the carry symbol identified with the original operation which money there is a hands with the allocations symbol action is symbolized with the adding of the receipt with the 3-digit identified with the form of the original annual operation of the fund, accounting symbol of the Bureau. Sum of the account may be even identified with the transfer of the particular office of the Bureau without receiving the Department of Form. Example, and representative of the transfer of the funds initially appropriated within each 20, Treasury with the allocated Bureau 10, Bureau and Park Service within a 14 entity interior. Section 1535 of the receipt of the accountable classification normally receive the account symbol consists of the 7 digits except for the receipt clearing account for the available to receipt account with the first 3 digits for the active and the administrative of the responsible for the receipt. Last 4 digits identify the account within the fund group of the receipt with the falls within the following categories: governmental budget priority, intergovernmental governmental budget require receipts arise, sovereign regulatory powers unique with the government proprietary receipts that derive of the market oriented business like activities, intergovernmental receipts are payments with one governmental account to another. Further detailed type of the receipts for the Office of Management, Burger Circular number A11, section 227. Following an example of the number scheme generally associated with available receipts. 1535-10 received accounts fund with group of major classes of official services received the last time with the fund group of major classes. Taxes 0100, custom duties 0300, general resulting government payments 0400, received the monetary power 0600, fees of regulatory judicial service 0800, funds of penalties 1,000, restitution preparation recovery 300, mill 1,100, gifts contribution 1,200, interest 1,400, dividends earnings 1,600, rent included bonuses 1,800, royalties 2,000, sale of property 2,200, fees other charges services 2,400, sales of the government property 2,600, negative subsidized downward area estimate subsidized 2,670 to 2,799, realization loans investment 2,800 to 2,900, recoveries refunds 3,000, custodial clearing account 3,600, clearing default accounts 3,800, special fund and receipts account 5,000, 5,999, trust fund receipt accounts 8,000 to 8,999. Alright, 1535-20, available to proceed, special and non-revolving the trust for the fund, received for the purpose of the allowable available to operations for the single item, the expenditure for the further the congressional action, available to receive the account with the carry for the same and the tribute for the corresponding expenditure account. 1535-30, unavailable receipts, unavailable to receive at the time of the collection and non-appropriate for the non-immediately available to be expended for the because of the Congress limited amount available to expend for the appropriate to receive the have of the special non-revolving trust fund, receipt account for them available to the expenditure and left for the appropriate pursuant of the specific legislative provisions. 1540, expenditure account classification, expenditure account symbol of the cost, and if the 8 or more digit for the treasury accounting symbol of the format with the list 3 digits identified with a reasonable account with a 9 digit. Next digits characteristic representative of the period available of the obligation. Last 4 digits identify a specific account with the fund group of the following example to illustrate the various parts of the treasury account symbol of the buildings of the Department of Agricultural. 1540, expenditure account symbol of the fund groups. The official service classifies expenditure account for the signs funds groups as general fund 0 to 3,899, management consolidated work funds to 3,900 to 399, revolving funds, public enterprise 400 to 44.99, intergovernment 4,500 to 499.99, special fund 5,599, deposit 6,000 to 6,999, trust fund now revolving 8,000 to 83.99, 8,500 to 89.99, trust revolving fund 8,400 000 84.99. Alright, 1540-20, identifying the period availability, account symbol that this is the name of the period available to incur the obligations for all of the annual operation, the refer to the budget for the authority of the able to obligate during only one official year or left of the annual operations identified by the Treasury, accounting symbol of the 2 digits for the game of the official year available for the incurring obligation 1 year operation, multiple year operation, the term referred to the budget authority for the authorization, appropriation, some part of the amount available to obligations specified by the time in excess of the 1 official year of the multi-year operation identified with the Treasury, accounting symbol with the 2 digits that separate with a slash, indicate multiple years operation, incurring obligation, the definite period with excess of 1 official year with a digit preceding the slash, indicate the first official year of availability, digital immediately following the slash, indicate the official and final official year of the availability, no year operation, the term refers to the budget authority, the authorization, appropriation, in which all of the same portion of the amount is available to the extent of this mean with the etany of the incur of the obligation against the identified with the no year operation is identified with the X, indicate the appropriation available for the obligation identified with the period. Section 1545 of the deposit of the funds account with the deposit of funds account with the table of official with the record deposit with the disbursement of the monies do not belong with the federal government. Deposit for liability with the government central summary with the general ledger since the assessment do not belong belong to the government. They are not intimidated to either accounting or operating account with a budget account with a defined Office of Management Budget Circular A11. Amounts donated with the federal government are deposited in a special trust fund with account with the Office of Management Budget Circular A11. Section 20 for the deposit with the account fund account liability classification properly any of the account that meets the following three criteria: the money for the government means for the government services received, and these may treat the transaction for the deposit of the fund liability for the only with the charge of the budget account with the government holding the funds pending for the payment. Example: the payroll, the deduction, say with the bond with the state income tax. The money for the government is holding awaiting the dispersing based on legal determination or investigation. This category includes money deposit between the government and outside party where the ownership is entitled, but there is no present basis for the estimating ultimate distribution. Deposits received the outside source of the government acting solely of the bank or official agent of the custodian, with include a certain encashment investments for the outside of the Treasury, as also referred Volume 1, Part 2, Chapter 3400 additional information. Ordinary negative balance depository would not result in any Anti-Deficiency Act violation. However, the federal disbursement officer for the office of the fund the disbursement officer must consult with the legal counsel whether they have the determination Anti-Deficiency Act violation should be reported. Deposit funds are not covered in the Treasury, do not become public money, therefore they are expended without the operation. Negative balance any of the account is in a diverse position which should be assessed and at need with legal counsel. 1545.10 proper classification reporting, maintain accountability at establishing secure the deposit account with non-governmental money within the individual statutory authorization program deposit funds, which are monies not owned by the federal government, not include the federal budget, and even the uncertain the ownership of the money should ask the Treasury and Office of Management Budget contacts for guidance. 1545.20 need for the regular periodic reviews that each should review the deposit funds account with periodic at least quarterly should take of whatever the corrective action necessary to address the problems, identify the minimum of these reviews should determine that all the monies held in the deposit accounts for the consistent with the title of the legal authority of the account, and that the account has deposited the ballot federal dispersing officer over the dispersed deposit fund of the Anti-Deficiency Act of violation occurred with a much more reported the Office of Management Budget Circular. Office Management Budget properly. Volume 1, Part 6, Chapter 3000, the procedure of the reviewing of the Unclaimed Money Act for the escrow of the account of the loans. 1545-30, the Deposit of Funds Act, available to any of the following deposit of the funds are available to any advance without orders for the non-federal services account, advance without order for the non-federal services, small escrow amount for the country for the small escrow of the amounts held less than 1 year when the any balance is less than $1 million, employed for the payroll of the allotment account of the United States Savings Bonds, withheld state local laws, other federal payment withholding elements of the account was only federal paid without come out of the induction U.S. Savings Bonds held with the monthly payments. And then you have the direct inquiry chapter for the budget, then reporting branch official year of the Bureau, official year of the Parkersburg, West Virginia, and an appendix Treasury accounting request form, interagency agreement, Treasury accounting symbol of request form. And that was chapter 1500, description account relating to financial operations.